What up, though? And welcome to the Boss Up Ball Out podcast, your home for organic debate about Detroit Lions news and rumors. It's your man, Professor Kurt Steele. Hey, today we look at how, according to his coaches, Jameson Williams, you know him, Jamo, will have a huge season for the Detroit Lions. We're on our way to 3,000 subscribers, and we currently sit at 2831. And we now have channel membership. Shout out to our newest channel member, our guy from Michigan Panthers Pride, Lauren Vander Esch. So thank you for joining the channel the other day, my man.
What up, though?
It's another way to help us grow this channel, man. And thank you for the support. And now it's time to bring in my co-host for today, man. Lauren, he be looking out all the time, especially with them Panther tickets, man, when they at the stadium. So shout out to Lauren, man. But of course, I got to bring in my co-host for today, man. Y'all see him up there in the Pontiac Silvertone because Yaktown don't back down. It's your auntie's favorite Detroit Lions content creator. He get all the plates from all the church picnics, man, because the ladies love him. LL Cool Tones. What's going on, my dude?
Good morning, y'all. Happy Wednesday, and shout out to Lauren Vander Esch, man, new member.
Man, and you know that this dude's working hard because he's hump day. It's a hump day because you know he need a break from all them jobs he got, man, because he be coaching kids, he be cooking meals, he be riding rides, he be running fades. It's my man, the Wolverine, who?
Yeah, I got about 100 hours of vacation time right now, so I had to put in on my days yesterday. So, yeah, man, we know what it is. I got some vacation time coming soon. It's Coach Mike Jones. What's going on, Lions fans?
Hey, if you're new to the channel, you don't know how our show works, we look at Detroit Lions news, headlines, or takes. If we agree, we say they are bossed up with that blade dance. If we disagree, we say they are balled on, or we give our takes on why we agree or disagree. No hot takes here. You don't get that Stephen A. You don't get that Shannon Sharp. Ooh, we sure ain't getting that right now. We ain't getting that doggone Rob Parker or anybody else over at FS1, Nick Wright. You get our true thoughts and opinions. We'll give you the real, man. We keep it 100 right here on the Boss Up All Out podcast. You know, if we agree, we're going to tell you why we agree. If we disagree, man, we're going to tell it. And if you have an inkling that what we're saying is some BS, look at LL Cool Tones' face. That boy can't play poker to save his life because his face tells it all. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, thank you guys for joining us, man, being part of the Boss Up All Out family, man. It's time to get into some stuff for today's show, man. We'll get into some promos in a little bit, man. But there was a nice story coming out of the Lions coordinators. The assistant coaches had like a long media session the other day, man. It was like 2 hours. Like just about everybody talked from the coordinators to the position coaches, man. Scotty Montgomery, the assistant head coach and wide receiver coach. But there was one little story that kind of came out, and I was like, And when Coach Jones brought it up in the group chat, I said, that's going to be the theme of today's show. So, yeah. Coach Jones, man, talk about what you got to talk about today, man. Talking about a young wide receiver on the Lions roster.
Yes, sir. And John Morton had a presser yesterday, man. And he had some words that got me excited, that got you excited, that got everybody excited when he said the exact quote, "I'm so excited to see him this year," talking about Jamo. It's going to be a breakout year. And he glamored over the speed of Jameson Williams. And I believe a reporter actually said that John Morton, when he came out, was the fastest person at the combine, I believe. And he asked if Morton was faster than, you know, where his speed was with Jameson Williams. And he's like, nah, bro, I'm nowhere near, you know, paraphrasing, but he's like, I'm nowhere near the speed of Jameson Williams. And he just seemed like he was excited to use Jameson Williams in all these different type of ways. As you know, he is kind of one of the architects of how Ben Johnson's system originally was working. Now, Ben Johnson at the end put his little twist on it. But John Morton he's a very down-to-earth guy. He's an understandable guy. He's a relatable guy. He understands that you got to get Jamo involved in ways that, in just numerous of ways, man. But I think, and I believe, because he only mentioned Jamo, he didn't mention no other, no other receivers. Well, he did. He was asked about the rookie, but Isaac T-Slaw, but he specifically talked about Jamo. And I personally think that Jamo is going to get more yards this year than Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Woo, preach, preach, brother, preach.
And you know what? And he won't get more catches, but his explosives are going to be ridiculous. He's going to have just about as many explosives as Tyreek Hill in his prime season. So, you know, some people say he's still in his prime, but, you know, Jameson Williams is headed for
making babies.
Yeah, I think Jamo is headed for a 1,400-yard season with double-digit touchdowns. That's what I truly believe, and I believe that he will outshine St. Brown. Now, St. Brown will always be St. Brown. He'll always be that comfortable spot for Jared Goff. He'll always find the holes. He'll always stretch the field. He'll always do that, but Jameson Williams is on the come-up, and I want to ask y'all, do you think that Jameson Williams will pass Amon-Ra St. Brown this year in yardage and touchdowns, or one or the other? I gotta hear. I got to hear it.
I think that he can outpass him in yards, definitely. Touchdowns. I'm not sure just because of the way that they use St. Brown in the offense, but I think Jamo can have more yards than him. Playing a full season. And the way that the offense will have its new niches to it with John Morton, say he's not going to change much. He said, "Why change something that's working?" And like you said, he is the architect of what Ben Johnson's offense. Like his scheme is the base of what Ben Johnson was doing as the Lions offensive coordinator. However, with Jamo, let's get back to this topic, man. I would say this, man. Like I said, the Lions coaches, I had the presser the other day, and it was all those guys that were talking for about 2 hours. But the one thing that stood out to me, besides John Morton's comments, was the comments by new wide receivers coach Scotty Montgomery. What he said about Jamo. He said Jameson Williams beat him back to Detroit after the coaches and players had about a 2-week break. He says Williams tapped in with him about getting better this season. Scotty also raved about the new professional approach Jamo has off the field as far as, you know, being in the meetings. He said he loved the way that Jameson Williams asked questions in a recent offensive meeting. He said that Jamo has a long way to become an elite wide receiver, but he is well on his way, taking some baby steps. But his new professional, like the way he's approaching the game and the way he's asking questions about the offense and things that he could do better in his game, says they love the new approach. And we saw the pictures of Jamo once he got into the off-season workout program. Big smile, you know, out there. He was business as, you know, usual. And I think Jamo spent a lot of time in Detroit this offseason. Like, you saw pictures of him, you know, when other players were off doing nothing. He was at the Pistons games. He's at the Tigers game. He's at all the games because he was in Detroit. You know, even had his moms with him, in the city, man, going to different events with him and, you know, holding camps, things of that nature. I love the way that he is trying to, you know, he is maturing. You know, of course, he's going to have Jamo's Jamo. He's going to go out there. He's going to have some fun. He's going to make some big plays. But the way that he's approaching the game as a wide receiver right now, and I think he has the perfect mentor right now as the wide receiver coach with Scotty Montgomery, because he's been doing this for a long time. Not saying that Randall L wasn't good, because him and Randall L had a good relationship, but I think it's going to be even better with Scotty Montgomery. You look at Montgomery, he's older than Randall L. Actually, Montgomery was Randall L's wide receiver coach in Pittsburgh. So you know how long Montgomery has been around. So I'm liking what I'm seeing so far from Jamo. I think the Lions will get Waymo from Jamo this season, man. I think I agree with you on the I think he can get more yards than St. Brown this year, because look at how they were close last year. He missed 2 games and he only had 58 receptions. Look how close he was to St. Brown in yardage, and he only like 300-yard difference, and he only had 58 receptions. But you know that St. Brown catches around 90 to 100 passes every year. So it is what it is. I mean, we know Jamo can stretch the field, and he can take a 5-yard slant to the house wherever he catches on the field. So, all right, what you got, LL, on with Jamo? Go ahead.
I don't want to hear you talking nothing about Jared Goff.
You already know it's coming. Look at his face.
Oh Lord!
Look at his face. Look at his face. Look at his face.
Well, Coach Mike, I'm sorry to disappoint because because that's the quarterback is the one who's gonna get him the ball. Now, what was the two questions? Do I believe he'll overtake St. Brown in yardage or touchdowns? I don't think neither, but possibly yardage, and that's because he get his a little bit faster than St. Brown will. But St. Brown will get all the targets and all of that good stuff, and well, at least I've seen the reports that Jared Goff is I don't want to say on a revenge tour because that's not the term that was used, but he's back for blood. He's coming in focused and he's doing this, so he might really 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 try to do the things that he's good at, and one of the best things he's good at is finding Amon-Ra St. Brown. So, I believe that they may have a bigger season, but I believe it's a big season in store for Jamo. I don't really know what that means. As far as yardages or touchdowns, he should have a better season on both of those than last year, but we shall see. But everything, if it's, you had mentioned explosives and things like that. I'll take back what I was going to say because, like Kurt had mentioned, he could take a short one long and all that kind of stuff. So that could be considered an explosive. But as far as down the fields, we gonna have to see. I know Johnny Morton came out and said a whole bunch of stuff about that. He wants to be more explosive. He wants to go down the field more or take. I don't know if he said the word or the term exactly, but take deeper shots and all that kind of stuff. Y'all's boy gonna have to get it done, and I don't know if we gonna do that. So let's see.
I mean, I just want to say, I don't think you notice it or not, LL, but Jared Goff, and I'm not going to get this on Jared Goff too much, but I just want to say this. Jared Goff probably is top 7 or 8 in arm strength in the NFL. So, yeah.
I mean, like you look at Dallas, deep shot down the field to Jamo, touchdown. Chicago, deep shot down the field for a touchdown. The Rams game, deep shot down the field for a touchdown. The Bucks game, deep shot down the field. Wasn't a touchdown, but it was a first down deep in the Bucks territory. So I mean, that's just a few examples of Goff down the field.
A few, and one of you gentlemen had mentioned Tyreek Hill. So I think when we gonna say that it was a lot more than just it's a few. Tyreek is a different animal. You know what I'm saying? So we go, and that's just if we mentioning those two. I don't think we should do that just yet.
I mean, but like Tua Tagovailoa got a strong arm either. He ain't got he got a water pistol too.
He went with Tua his whole career.
I mean, we're talking about Tua his whole career. We're talking about current Tyreek Hill in the last few seasons. I don't care about that. He said prime. Coach Mike said prime Tyreek. So you talking about
this wasn't in Miami. We ain't seen this yet. When he 13 yards in front of people doing this. So I don't know.
But you know what I have noticed about Jamo? One thing that people might not notice is, have you seen Jamo's jawline? Like how it's getting more muscular, and you can tell he's putting that work in. You can tell that he's getting ready because he went from a kid face, now it's like
he getting his grown man face on.
Yeah. Let's hope.
And he's been working like and John Brown, which is Amon-Ra St. Brown's pops. He's somehow how he has that natural. He has that his build is where he can put on muscle and just work because he's not he doesn't have a lot of body fat, so he can just put on mass naturally because he can just lift weights and get stronger. So and I would say this when we were talking about
right there, buddy.
We were talking about receptions and targets for Jamo, right? Amon-Ra St. Brown had 115 receptions on 141 targets for 1,263 yards. Jameson Williams had 58 receptions on 91 targets for 1,001 yards. That's bananas. So I'm thinking we're gonna see again Waymo from Jamo this.
We're gonna see Waymo
from Jamo.
Let's hope so.
And man, hey man, that Boss Up All Out podcast merch shop is now open. You can find a link in the description of this video and on the homepage of the channel. put the code in, Boss Up All Out 10 at checkout. When you spend $45, you get 10% off one item. We'll be rocking some of them samples soon, man. Make sure you go and check that thing out. We got the Boss Up All Out collection in there, and you got the Wolverine collection. And, when we get LL to put, we can get his collection in there too. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Kool-Aid.
I was going to hit you up yesterday. I need to, I think I need the info again for the what's the name.
I get it to you. We get it to you, but we're going to have all those collections in the shop, man. And, we might work it out where, if you become a channel member, you may get an extra discount for shopping in the shop. So,
yeah. All
right. Definitely. But, now, we all know that we got one of the best running back duos in the league, but they're going to expound on that and talk about some Sonic and Knuckles today. So what you got, my man, LL?
Yeah, and the theme of the pressers from yesterday, running backs coach, Tashard Choice, also spoke, and he spoke about his relationship with both of them, with Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. Well, he talked about all the running backs. But he specifically talked about those two a little bit more, of course, because there are, pretty much starters. And Tashard Choice is Jahmyr Gibbs' former running backs coach at Georgia Tech. So he just spoke about, just all the things we've right now, just about what kind of runner he is, the speed and everything like that. He spoke real glowingly of Jahmyr Gibbs. He spoke positively about David Montgomery as well. But since those two have been together, I know we say Sonic and Knuckles, but it's been pretty much Knuckles and Sonic. David Montgomery has been, the starter. I've called him the heartbeat, things like that. But he got dinged up last year, and we saw Jahmyr Gibbs step right on into that, and some people may believe that the offense took a couple steps ahead. So I believe that offers a pretty interesting conundrum. Hopefully, I'm not being redundant with those two words, but. We found ourselves in a pickle, if you want to say it that way, between these two. So who's going to be the starter? Who's going to be the change of pace or whatever you want to say, just the number two or whatever it is? I don't know. I think that I would like to see David Montgomery do that, but I don't know. I don't know how smart that is. That's my heart saying. That's my heart saying that. My head is saying that maybe Jahmyr Gibbs should be the one, getting, the bulk of the carries, and David Montgomery kind of get put in where he can, get in where he can fit in type of thing. But I know that may present injury, health issues and things like that. But if he can stand up, it'll probably make our offense like a whole lot different. I do believe that the splits will be, relatively even, but I don't know who's going to be pretty much that lead dog. So that's why I wanted to ask you guys and you guys out there. With the changing, with not changing of the offense, but with different people in charge of the offense. And after seeing what Jahmyr Gibbs can do when he is the one, what do you guys think? Who's going to be the lead dog in the out of these two? Is it going to be is it going to be Sonic or is it going to be Knuckles?
All right. Yeah. And one thing Johnny Morton did talk about Jahmyr Gibbs, how explosive that Gibbs was when he was talking about Jameson Williams. He also mentioned Jahmyr Gibbs. We all know that, and I believe that the Charles Choice is going to give that running back room a boost. I'm not saying that Scotty Montgomery didn't do a great job, because he did, but I think that Choice will give it a little bit more bump, because he has that youth with him, because he's a younger guy than Scotty Montgomery. Montgomery's been around for a while. I agree with you. I think they will still split carries, but I think Gibbs will be the top guy. Looking at him, I think he won't be. He'll be 1A, and Montgomery will go down. Demo will be really 2. One, not 2, but probably 1B. And he helped. Choice did help unlock Josh's potential down there at Georgia Tech. And then that's why I think is one of the big reasons why he ended up transferring to Alabama. I think David Montgomery is progressing, coming back from that knee injury. He came back a little bit, in that later part of the season and plus in the playoffs, but he wasn't 100%. But I think he will be 100% coming into the season. They got the best 1-2 punch of any running back room in the league, and I think it will continue. I think other teams are trying to copy what the Lions are doing. They're signing running backs with the different skill sets, one fast back, one big back. You see more and more teams doing this, drafting, different type of running backs so they can have that 1-2 punch. But you only can do a facsimile because of the fact that we got the original ones, and what do you call that? Imitation is flattery, but you got to have a real, and we got the real in Detroit with Sonic and Knuckles. I watched this video. It's from these guys on Instagram. They call it Light Skin OGs, and they got a great video about Sonic and Knuckles, man, and it is absolutely hilarious.
Send it to us, Kurt.
Yeah, go eat. I will definitely tag you guys in and send it to you guys. But Sonic and Knuckles is the best running back duo in the league, and I think they will continue to do so.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And with John Morton and with Tashard Choice and Dan Campbell, he's going to have his footprint all over this offense, man. We already know that. I think he became a little bit frustrated with how Ben Johnson was calling the offense last year. Mm-hmm. And I think we're going to go back to more of a, physical running style, and then mix in some of those explosives. So
no more football. I probably shouldn't do that, but no more football carrying the football. No more carrying the football. Never mind. No more dainty football. I just say that. No more cutesy whoopsie. So
yeah. All right. What you got, Coach Jones?
I know you're saying LL, but you know what? I give this section a boss up because I do believe that Jahmyr Gibbs will take kind of more of a front role. I'm not saying that we're not going to use David Montgomery, but I'm just saying Jahmyr Gibbs is going to take more of that lead role. But one thing that I think is that really promotes that is Tashard Choice had a similar type of running style when he was like a change of pace back. And, I think Tashard Choice sees how good Jahmyr Gibbs is and how he's that's kind of what Tashard Choice wanted to be when he was a pro. And I think he just wants to take that and just to the next level. He wants to work with what Jahmyr Gibbs is, and it's what he also wanted to be when he was a pro, and he just wants to go way into that and explore that and to see what that's really about, man. So, I think Choice is going to get Jahmyr Gibbs more involved in the passing game because that's what Tashard Choice, his bread and butter was in that passing game. And man, I think Gibbs is gonna really open it up. I'm not knocking Montgomery or saying Montgomery is gonna do less of this and less of that, but we're gonna see just a little bit more Jahmyr in this offense.
All right, so quick question for both of y'all. I guess I was gonna say touches, but I ain't gonna do that. If we split in 30 carries, how do you think the split goes?
18-12 Gibbs.
I was gonna say 17-13. So yeah. You right on there.
Something like that. I was going to say close. I was going to say 16-14.
Yeah.
So
Montgomery's still going to get his.
He'll definitely get his. Yeah.
Because he a lot of them goal line carries. He's going to get those. And short yardage, he's going to get those. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
And you won't see a whole bunch of, what do you call that? You won't see a whole bunch of end arounds or running to the edge in those short yardage like they tried to do last year. It's going to be straight in the middle of the field. Yeah, because I forgot what game that was. The Green Bay game where they try to go, where it was 4th and 1, and we try to run around the edge with Gibbs, and especially with teams with fast linebackers like the Packers, you don't run the ball like that toward the edge. You run it straight down their freaking throats. What you got, Coach?
Well, the game of mine was the New York Giants. Remember when they had Tiki Barber and I can't think of
Brandon Jacobs.
Yep, Brandon Jacobs. It's going to be something like where they both got theirs. You know what I'm saying? They both ate, so I believe it's going to be a situation like that.
And that got, and I almost got them a ring because Tiki never got a ring. Rondé did. Tiki Barber never got it.
Tiki ain't get one. They won it after Tiki left in?
Okay. Yep. It was the 2 was after Tiki Barber was gone. Jacobs got it, but Tiki Barber didn't. All right, man. Like the video, share the video, and comment on the video, man. All these help to get the content to more Detroit Lions fans just like yourself, man. Y'all know the Boss Up Ball Out podcast is sponsored by who? W, baby, the energy drink, man. Our favorite flavor on the show is that Irish Strike, man. Because why? It's Blue Tropical Punch, man. Ultimate fuel for conquering what's ahead. Some of the benefits, man. You get that green coffee fruit extract. Is the star of the show, helps you concentrate. You get all those amino acids to help with brain function. And of course, you got those brain boosting vitamins with vitamin 3, B6, B12, and vitamin C. Energy comes from 150 milligrams of caffeine per serving. No sugars, no maltodextrin, artificial colors or dyes, fillers or BS. Cost you about $1 a drink. Beat your coffee or canned drink beverage every time. No crashes, jitters, or anxiety. You can find the link to buy W in the description of this video, man. Use that code BossUpBallOut10 at checkout. Excuse me, BossUpBallOutPod at checkout to get 10% off your order. Take on the day with W. Y'all know how we get down with W, man.
Yes,
Thanks for sponsoring the show. All right, so for me, man, my topic today is the Lions finally going to get some kind of a little bit of help on the defensive end, right? So the Lions yesterday announced that they signed undrafted rookie defensive lineman with that old school name, Keith Cooper Jr. Yeah, man, that dude smoked Newports, man. Signed with the Lions, and now it's part of their 90-man roster. I got the information from John Macaroon over there at Detroit Lions or SI. Y'all know Doc. Man, he has been on the show in the past, man. Cooper was first reported as an undrafted free agent signing, but it turned out just to be a tryout. So he tried out over the rookie minicamp, man. It really stood out. Because of his physical style play. Now, he came to the Lions from the University of Houston. That's 2024. And he was at Tulane before that for 3 seasons. Last season, started all 12 games at defensive end, racking up 46 tackles, 3.5 sacks, 10 quarterback hits, and 3 passes defended with a fumble recovery. Now, here's the thing that stands out to me. And I've said this before, the Lions are going to sign players that fit their scheme. That's why you ain't seen the Lions sign no little ass defensive end or outside linebacker. My man Coop is 6'5", 280. That's a big ass dude, man. He has some versatility, man. He mainly played at the edge in Houston. He had a more varied role at Tulane. Probably is going to do what he's going to do in Detroit because his size fits what the Lions like to do on the defensive line. They like players who can play on the edge and in the interior. We have seen Hutch slide inside before, so you think you're going to see that with a guy like Cooper, right? Now, to make room for this big fella, the Lions had to let go of undrafted free agent Lee Fatuno. I think it's what I said that, right? Now, he's got a tough road ahead because, you got all the guys in front of him. He is an undrafted free agent, but because you got Hutch, you got Davenport, right now are the, leading starters right now. But you got Levi, you got Josh Pascal on that roster. So it's going to be tough for him to make the 53. But he could stick around and make the practice squad. You got Aquadin Muhammad as well. So, but you got this big dude, man, who fits the scheme. And he had a good showing out at the rookie minicamp. And I know y'all guys are going to elaborate on that. But new defensive end, Keith Cooper, you know what I'm saying? Probably got a Gumby haircut. And he got a Suzuki sidekick. You know what I'm saying? What do y'all think about Keith Cooper coming over from Houston as an undrafted free agent? I'm gonna hit you up first, LL, because the Coach Jones, he a defensive line coach, so he gonna wrap it up with a bow.
Word. I mean, when we had talked about him, just his size and everything, we said that that was a fit. So, it's good to hear positive things, I guess. One of the things that I had heard about this gentleman, I believe it was Wisdom, what's his name, from the Detroit Lions podcast.
Jeff
He was speaking about, Jeffrey. I couldn't think of his first name, but he was saying that I guess in one of the drills, and maybe worked was a bad word I shouldn't use, but he put a good move on Miles Frazier when they were doing whatever drills that they were doing. I guess he put a pretty good move on him, and that was very positive. So just hearing that, and then now hearing that he was signed, so sounds like whether that happened or not, it sounds like he was out there, showing real good positive signs. So. We need all the depth that we can get. We saw what happened to us last year. He seems to be a candidate for whatever it is for what they call the term that everybody wants to use, which is crush the can. So it looks like he's one of those kind of people. So I hopefully he can get in, and he might not make the 53, but he'd probably be around on the practice squad and things like that. He might get a chance to, suit up, in one of the games because injuries happen. So he might. I forget what's the number 90 or whatever it is. They always talk about it that it's not the 53, it's the everybody. So
the 90-man camp roster.
Yeah, he might be a part of the not necessarily the 90-man camp. It's what Dan Campbell always says. He says not the 53, but it's
the full 90,
60, however many people
64, I think it is, whatever it is. Yeah.
I think he'd be a part of that, like how we did last. We saw some of these people, they were, some of the names we did not necessarily know. But it was like, he'd make the practice squad. He showed him he did pretty good. He'd make the practice squad, blah, blah, blah. And he actually did get a chance to play. So I think that's what may end up happening for Mr. Keith Cooper Jr. here. You said he smoked them Newports. I tell you, I give you even rarer one. He smoked the red pack of Newports, and that's you ever know anybody who smoked them ones?
Man, that's the non-menthol.
I just seen the red pack, and I'm scared people who smoked them ones.
Yeah, they ain't got no menthol in them. But for your before I kick it back, Joe's man, what you're saying, I get what you're saying. Like for Dan Campbell. There's one standard on this team, and everyone has to be held to the same standard. It doesn't matter if you're on practice squad. It doesn't matter if you're a starter. It don't matter if you're a backup. If you're a rotational player, there's one standard, and they all practice the same standard, and they all are expected to play at the same standard. So yeah, I get what you're saying. Like it's just one team. It's just not you don't have the regular roster and the practice squad. It's the whole roster is our Lions, not just the guys who are actually on the 53-man roster. But what you got, Coach Jones, this young big fella coming over from Houston?
So Keith Cooper, man, I give you a boss up because I think Keith Cooper is actually going to make the 53-man roster. When you look at his production in college over those years at Tulane and Houston, he had 119 career tackles, 26 tackles for loss, 14 sacks, 8 fumble recoveries, including 1 for a touchdown. He has numbers, he has production, and a lot of people might say, oh, that's this and that's that Tulane, and that's production means that you have natural instincts around the ball, especially when you're playing that edge. If you can make all those plays and fill all those stat lines, that means you're active. That means you're aware of everything and you're instinctive. And he is also capable of rotating, much like Pascal and and others. He can rotate in between the 3-tech and playing the edge. So he also brings that versatility. So that really puts Pascal on the watch list. Because we already got Al-Quadin Muhammad who stepped up. So it's like, hey man, what you got? Because I think that Pascal is kind of on the block. He on the chopping block, man. He might not make it out of camp. So,
hot take.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, man, because you look at Keith Cooper, he's the exact same size. He's a little bit taller than Pascal. He offers the same position versatility, and he offers, he's younger. You know what I'm saying? They might want to kick the can on him. Pascal might be like, okay, let's try this guy out, because this guy looks like he offers more player versatility. So, yeah, man, I'm with that, man. I'm with, bringing in the guys and bringing in the fresh talent, and let's see what they can do, man. Line them up. Let's see, their production, man, because nobody has a spot locked down. You know what I'm saying? On this D line besides, Reeder, Hutch, and McNeil. The rest of everybody else is kind of shuffling, I think Cooper can make the squad. I don't think he's going to start on the practice squad. I think he's going to be on that 53.
I'm not going to let you forget what you said about Josh Pascal.
Okay. No, and you got some guys that Mace, because right now I'm not hearing a lot about what's the fellow we have from LSU last year, Makai Wingo. He haven't seen him around the facility. They still no updates on his injury. So, but yeah, so it could players like that are still mission to action could provide us a opportunity for a guy like Cooper to make the 53-man roster just because of the fact that they need the bodies. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that they won't, we know how the Lions shuffle the roster, saying guys come up, guys go down, things of that nature. So it's a possibility, saying anything's possible right now with the Lions, especially at edge. So anything's possible. And he's one of those guys that he fits that kind of push the pocket, like you said, LL, that push the pocket so you can push him into a guy like Aiden Hutchinson or Akwadim Muhammad, because I think Akwadim Muhammad, you won't see him on the field with Hutch. You'll see him. He'll be the guy who will spell Hutch because their games are similar, kind of that, speed edge rusher. So, but yeah, I can see him, behind in the rotation behind guys like, or even in front of a guy like Davenport or a bigger guy like a Pascal or a Levi, kind of pushing that pocket. So, hey, like the video, share the video, and comment on the video. Our teams help us get this content to more Detroit Lions fans like yourself. Hey, man, go check out our fellow content creators over at Lions Nation Unite, man. I dropped the video over there the other day, man. I got another one coming up, man, talking about my man TA. So go check those things out, man. Coach, not coach, I'm sorry. What's my man, Motor City Don P? You got my man's from the heavyweights over there as well, hanging out, man. So go check the guys out at Lions Nation Unite. Coach, Homer Moore's over there doing his thing, man, doing some big things over there in the community, holding some charity events, man. So they do some great things over there at LNU. So go check them guys out over at Lions Nation Unite. I'm not going to mention this one content creator over there because LL's licking his chops right now. Hey, if you haven't done so already, make sure you follow the crew on your favorite social media platforms on this hump day. Let me get this doggone comment. Let me get this thing out the way. So make sure you follow the crew on your favorite social media platforms. Coach Jones does a great job over there on his platforms, man. Wolverine Sports Talk, and doing some great shorts over here as well, and his Beyond the Ropes boxing playlist. I post content from this channel on all of my social media platforms, man. And of course, check out my man LL Cool Torrance, man. And it's hump day, baby. It's Wednesday. Y'all know what this is. It is Thursday Eve. So make sure you go check out LL's Instagram page tomorrow for Thursdays, man. That thing be getting wet over there, man. All right, man. Time for parting shots over here. Coach Jones, you up first.
What that boy Moneybag say? Split, 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 splash.
Wow.
You know what? It's Wednesday, man. It's the middle of the week. It's gonna be a grind today, man. So keep your head down, stay focused. Stay up on the Lions. You come to us first, man. We'll give you the the fresh content, man. And everybody enjoy your Wednesday.
All right. What you got, LL, on this hump day?
Yeah, you already know. Happy Wednesday morning. Enjoy the rest of your week. If you stop by the Coney and grab one of them breakfast burritos, put some of that hot sauce on that thing. Have a great one.
Yeah. And today is schedule release day. Rumors are that the Lions will play the Vikings week 1. That's what the rumor is right now. I think it's been confirmed by a couple of Lions players. So we're ending the season against them last year and starting the season with them this year as far as regular season. So what you got, LL?
And who would y'all want to start the season with? Who y'all want to open the season with?
I wanted to see the Lions play the Eagles on. I wanted to see the NFC Championship game that was supposed to happen last year. I wanted to see Lions Eagles. That's what I wanted to see. But you're getting Cowboys Eagles, and you're gonna see the Cowboys get their behind two ups like they do every other time they play the Eagles. But
what about you, Coach Mike?
I would have taken the Eagles, but I'm interested to see JJ McCarthy and what he got to do. What kind of what he gonna bring, because Sam Darnold went 14-3 last year. So and he is for all the pumpkinhead talk we say, he was they went 14-3. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So what is McCarthy gonna do?
And shipped his ass out of there. I would have wanted to see us against the Commanders, but whatever.
Yeah, we're gonna get a chance to get all them cats back. You know what I'm saying? We'll get a chance to get all the NFC East this year, man. And and I think the Cowboys is coming to Ford Field this time.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, man, that's gonna be a good thing, man. But hey, it's hump day, man. So hey, tune in on Friday, man. We're gonna have some thoughts about the schedule. Probably give a breakdown of what we think the records are gonna be. So make sure you guys tune in on Friday, man. We're gonna have a show to do that, man. And definitely have a great day, man. It's hump day, like Coach Jones said, man. It can get a little hard, man. But if you're having a good day, which I hope you all do, make sure you spread that kindness, man. You never know when a small kind word can help change someone's outlook on their day or actually their life. And if you're not having a good day, please don't steal someone else's joy. And whatever you do in life, you got to boss up, fall out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For my fellas, LL Cool Tones and Coach Mike Jones, this is Kurt Steele, and we will holla at you real soon.